That's exactly what we want him to do. I just blew that shot. Welcome back to Whitetail Affinity, guys. I'm heading out to one of our old haunts that Tommy and I have hunted quite a bit. This piece of state land here, piece of public that has a nice big peninsula on it, surrounded by cattails. It is October 9th. It is like 57 degrees, kind of a weird wind. I was picking between 3 different spots to go to tonight, and I decided on this one based on the wind, based on the time it takes to get there and all these things. So I decided to go here. It's actually a perfect wind for this spot. The wind's kind of blowing out of the cattails and across the peninsula into the woods. So yeah, it's a beautiful night. High pressure, bluebird skies. It's my first time out. Pretty excited. I beat my last year getting out for the first time by 3 days, so it's always a plus. I didn't see any tracks coming back in here as far as people, so that's a good sign as well. Looks like there's some fresh ribbon up on these trees. So somebody's been in here. Somebody's been cutting this too. Somebody cut a path through here. Could be the neighbors. I know these neighbors have quads and stuff. They ride back here, so it's probably them. But yeah, it's about 3:30. So I'm heading in, and see you guys back here when we get in the tree. Well, that wasn't there last year. It's hunting pretty low. That thing's only about 8 feet off the ground. I mean, hopefully it gets a shot. Getting close back here now. I'm almost out to the peninsula. It's kind of the start of it right here. You got this cattail marsh that basically surrounds this whole thing. So it's pretty calm, pretty quiet. So I'm trying to take it somewhat slow, but I gotta get moving. It's almost 4 o'clock. So if you haven't joined me before, I scouted this island out a couple years back in the spring, and this whole island is just, or this peninsula is just littered with beds all the way around it. And the water's down this year. I walked by it back a ways, and it's just all mud. So I don't know if that's gonna be good or bad. I mean, the deer might be bedding further out in the cattails, which may or may not be beneficial. Probably help setting up, but hopefully they move before dark and get to the mainland before dark. But I'm gonna drop down in here. It's pretty thick. A lot of trees have fallen, so here we go. Well, there's the setup. Going up in this little tree that I hunted before. I hunted out of this tree 2 other times. Saw deer both times. So it's really dry back here. I didn't go through any mud or any water at all. It's usually at least shin deep, sometimes almost knee deep. You can see my boots there. Perfectly dry. So I'm pretty much right where the peninsula, back behind me is the mainland, and then out in front of me is hardwoods and tag alders and stuff like that. But all around this is all cattails. So wind's perfect out of the east, blowing this way, and I did see fresh tacks, reflective tacks in the trees coming in here. So somebody's been in here. Didn't look like recently. The trees that they snapped off weren't freshly broken. They were kind of dirty, dingy looking. So yeah, I'm gonna quit talking. I'm gonna get to climbing, and I'll see you guys at the top. All right, guys, I'm finally up in a tree. Took me a little bit. I'm still getting used to this whole one sticking thing. It's all new to me. But I am up here. I'm all set up. It's about 4:30, and it's a gorgeous night. I think we'll see some deer. It's really dry. Like I said before, I haven't been out here, so those tacks may have been from last year. I forgot that I only hunted twice last year, but I know there's oak trees. There's oak trees back over there. There's a little ridge right there. The other side of that ridge is a group of oak trees that usually produces really good, and all the oak trees that I saw coming in here are producing really nicely. So I think there's going to be plenty of food, and I didn't see any signs of people this year. There's actually a pop-up blind that wasn't there. Right down there at the base of that pine tree. That's a pop-up folded over. I don't know if you can see that very well, but so there was people in here last year, probably during gun season, I would say. Didn't look like any sign of anybody, so we'll see. I saw a lot of tracks. There was a lot of runways, pretty beat down coming back here, so I'm in this little oak tree that I hunted before a couple times. Been successful out of this tree a couple times, so I wanted to drop over that ridge and go to that where all them oak trees are. There's a point out there that comes right to those oak trees, but with this east wind, you can see the cattails. There's like that bowl right there. A lot of deer bed right on the fringes of that bowl right there. That point is right out there. I don't know if you can see that, but the oak trees are right over in there. So I say all that to tell you that I wanted to go to that side, but with the straight east wind, it's blowing straight like this, so anything coming off of that point or on the fringes of that bowl right there, the bowl in that cattails, would smell me. If I try to do my best to stay scent. I don't want to say scent free. That's pretty impossible, but as scentless as possible. But even still, I don't want to blow it out because I'd like to come back here. This is a great spot for does, especially. I haven't seen a lot of bucks or buck sign, but they are here. I have seen some buck sign, but this is a great spot to kill a doe. And right now the freezer's empty, so if big doe steps out tonight, I'm gonna take a shot at her. The other thing I want to do before I quiet down and get settled in, I got my coat off right now, trying to cool down before I put that on and get my face mask and all that stuff on. So, but I wanted to show you guys kind of my setup this year because I haven't gotten to do. I didn't take the time to make a video for it, so this is kind of my basic setup that when I'm bow hunting, this is what it looks like for me now. So, got my backpack back here on a limb, and if I didn't have that, it would normally be, I'd normally hang it down here to my right side on a gear hanger. Got my bow here, lucked out another limb. I didn't even have to put my bow hanger or my gear hanger up today, so there's that. I've got my camera arm. Pretty rudimentary, heavy, basic setup that I need to upgrade, but that's coming. Coat, just hanging there. Normally, like I said, my backpack would be right here. Standing on my stick. Used to be standing on my platform, but I switched this year to this EWO Arsenal solo stick, and I'm telling you, this thing is awesome. It's lightweight. It's got all the features you'd want in a one stick. So if you guys are looking for a one stick or in the market, don't forget to give this one a look because it's freaking sweet. And that's pretty much it. So, real basic. I try to keep it simple, lightweight. This one sticking thing, I think gonna really like it. It didn't take me any longer to get the tree than it would have with 4 sticks, 3 or 4 sticks. And it was like carrying nothing in my back, so I'm pretty excited about that. I have not rappelled down in the dark with limbs yet, so I'm not too worried about it, but that's going to be a little different. So, but yeah, squirrels are running around like crazy, lots of acorns. It's kind of what it looks like. Like I said, got the cattail marsh out there, got this little ridge right here that goes up, and then it goes back down on the other side. And all around over here is hardwoods for about, this is probably 100 yards deep, just a round peninsula. And then once you get over in here, it starts getting all tag alders, lots of good bedding right there too. And then there's more cattails. You can see them way off in the distance, but all the way wrapped around. There's this one narrow pinch right here that there's cattails over there, there's cattails over here. So this one little, probably 50 yard, not even, probably 30 or 40 yards wide strip to get out here. So anyway, long-winded explanation of really good spot for early season, really any time this season, because they come into here well before dark because they feel safe. It's surrounded by bedding, so it's been a really good spot. So I guess for you guys, look for those kinds of spots surrounded by thick stuff, a little bit of opening. It doesn't always have to be an island. It can be like a peninsula like this. So anyway, I'm gonna get quiet. Hopefully we see something tonight. Pretty excited. First set of 25, so let's get them. That's a beggar buck. There's this one over here still. This one just came out of the woods. It's making a scrape over there. was that bigger buck that come out over there with that spike. He came in here just trying to get to these two does. She was right underneath me. There was one behind me and one right here. And here he come running in. First set. Deer down. I don't know where them other two went. I got another arrow knocked because I've got Okay guys, made it out of the tree safely. I'm gonna go over here where I shot the deer and see if we can find some blood. I know there's gonna be some because there was a lot came out when I shot. So yeah, let's go track him. Let's go find him. He was somewhere right in here. Because my tree was right there. There he was. So he was just a little bit further back than I thought. Holy cow. Cool thing is he ran right the way that I came in. So the way that I'm going out is the way he went. So that's cool. Wow. Kind of crazy. Oh, there's my arrow. This place is lit up with tacks now, I can see. Lean that up there. You know, I didn't use Rager for quite a few years. And last year I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. And it's all shot placement. You know, I messed up a couple shots and blamed it on the broadhead. This one's looks pretty good. I don't think I hit anything very hard because it looks like new. Let's see if I can turn this nocturnal off. Okay, got the arrow. Let's go get this guy. God, every time I look up, I feel like there's something looking at me. There's so many eyes back here now. People must have been here thick last year. These are the ones you like to follow right here. There he is. There he is. Nice little buck. Heck yeah. Good size 4-point. Look at the body on this deer. He's huge. Whew. Awesome. Well, guys, there you have it. This was an awesome hunt. I'm glad you guys came with me. This deer came out, his body's big. That's how I knew it was a different buck. That first buck that I saw, that little spike over there, I was watching him and then I stopped filming him and I kind of looked away and then I looked back over and I seen a bigger body. I'm like, there's no way that that's that same spike. So that's when I seen him come over. I think it was him. I mean, it could have been a different one, but I'm assuming it was this guy. Man, I had those two does come in. They kind of went off to the east here, and I didn't think they were going to come back, but had those two does come straight down, and while the one come to my right and come in behind me. I was trying to swing around to get to take a shot at her. And then I look, and there's another one coming in from my left, so that's when I pan down straight down underneath me. And then here he come running in, so made a perfect shot on him. He went probably 50 yards and died right here. And he's a big deer. I mean, he's not a very big 4-point, but I mean his body's big, and I'm happy. I'm so happy to have this deer. Not only, you know, last year I got to hunt twice, and that killed me. This year, this is my first time out, first time in my one stick. October 9th, and he was running these does like it was the rut. I mean, it's kind of crazy. And he smells, he stinks like he's rutting. It's kind of weird. Maybe this cold front's pushing him into it, but I couldn't be more proud of this buck. And it's one down, and I got several more to go. So I'm looking forward to it. I really appreciate you guys being here with me. I hope that you're enjoying this stuff. I just another guy out here trying to do what God put me here to do. So I know we got back straps. The kids are gonna love it, and jerky and steaks and all that good stuff. Burger. They've been bugging me for sausage for a while now. So our freezer's been empty since about April. 2 deer just isn't enough for a family of 7. So this guy will be put to good use. I tell you what. So. There he is, all hung up, guys. To say I'm tired is an understatement. My hands hurt. My legs hurt. I just drugged this deer like 700 yards. I didn't have anything to gut it with. I didn't have anything to drag it with, to carry it with, like a cart. I have a cart. Here, let me show you. I have a cart. There's a cart right there. So why didn't I have the cart? Why didn't I have a knife to gut him? Well, let's just say I was prepared to go hunting, but I was not prepared to actually kill something and get it out of the woods. So I'm paying the price for that. The last video in the woods, that when I was sitting by the deer, I took that video at 7:51, and I shut the trunk and got into the car at 9:40. So I'm beat. I actually took if you go back in the video, you'll see, I'd get it out, but I got it all put away already. But I took my strap, the little ratchet strap, the black one on my camera arm, because I drugged this thing for probably 200 yards just by his antlers, and my hands were killing me. I was going over logs, and you know how it is. So I'm thinking, what can I do? I was trying to think of how I could hook my saddle to him, or how I could, rig something up to where I could just hook it to me, my back, or around my waist or something. But I didn't have anything. I did, but like I had my Canyon Elite rope, my 40-footer rope from my one sticking, but I didn't want to get that all bloody, and I just didn't want to pull it all out and get it all tangled. You got 40 feet anyway. So I took that ratchet strap off that camera arm, and I tied it around his neck, and then I tied a loop on the other end because it was just a straight, flat strap. So I tied a loop in it, and I pulled him like that. I ended up strapping my bow to my backpack, my jacket. Yeah. So then by the time I was, every I don't know, 30, 40 yards, my bow would start sliding down, and I'd feel it hitting the back of my hamstring, and I'm just like, why am I not prepared? So anyway, it was an interesting drag out. It took almost 2 hours, and yeah. So like I said, my hands hurt. They're all swelled up from being in that loop, and then putting my hands behind me and trying to drag, like with my hands behind me. So yeah, I was super dehydrated. Got back to the car, pounded 2 bottles of water first thing, And you're probably thinking, you know, what an idiot. Why wouldn't you have a knife? Why wouldn't you have a cart? You're going hunting. You should have this stuff. And I know why you're thinking that, because I'm thinking the exact same thing. What an idiot. Why are you so unprepared? It's just something that I didn't think about. So I learned my lesson the hard way, and it won't happen again. Yeah, so anyway, long story short, the deer cart will be in my car from now on every single time I go hunting, and as well as a knife, because I normally don't gut them in the woods if they're somewhere that I want to hunt again or hunt soon, or um, I just generally don't do that. But in this case, I definitely would have. So I'll have the cart, I'll have a knife, and I will be prepared. So for all of you guys, if you don't think about that stuff, learn from my lesson that I just learned the hard way, and put that stuff in your vehicle. So um, yeah, I'm gonna get them gutted, and I'm gonna do the old bucket trick. I got a video on that. If you guys haven't seen how I got these deer hanging like this, go check that out. Thanks again for being here. I appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, go hit that like, subscribe buttons, get that done so you can stay up to date and follow along. I try to put out some, you know, informational content. You know, sometimes it's funny content. If you haven't seen Tommy's video where he's in his underwear because he didn't listen to me, and he got hot, check that out as well. So yeah, if you want to stay up to date, make sure you hit those buttons. And again, I thank you guys for being here. See you guys all in the next video.